All right, man, you're ready to go.
Welcome to Race Time Radio. You'll hear from the best in Canadian U.S. racing this week. Grab a cold one and stick around.
All right, you're good there. Got a car in the wall.
The starter tower has signaled. We're ready to roll. It's Race Time Radio and it starts right now. Here's your host, Joe Chisholm.
And good evening and welcome to Race Time Radio. I'm so glad you could tune in tonight. Are you ready for 2 hours of non-stop race talk? We're going to take you from one end of this beautiful country to the other. At least that's what the plan is tonight here on the show. What a busy weekend, and it's not over yet. We still have another ASA Stars Tour race coming up. I believe it starts at 7 p.m. from Slinger. It's going to be a dandy, but we're going to get to all of it in just a bit here. Let me tell you who we got coming on the show. Right off the hop, Treyten Lapcevich did it last night. How about that? He was in a nitro-prepared ARCA car, headed off to Berlin Speedway, and Treyten's real good at that Speedway. Probably not a ton of laps there, but he does have enough. And he was called upon to jump into the 70 car, and that's precisely what he did last night. Goes to victory lane, and trust me, there was nobody catching Treyten Lapcevich last night in ARCA. He had a beautiful race. He was a restart king. There was a few of those, and Treyten just, flawless. That's the best way to describe his night. Was totally flawless. And we have him coming up in just a little bit here on the show. We'll also hear tonight from the 52 car in APC, the APC Series. Off they go to Peterborough Speedway. I might add, JP had that place just shining. Looked beautiful on G-Force. Watched the show. And the 52 of Jake Sheridan goes to victory lane. We're going to hear from Jake tonight. Man, tell me he's not having a good season. He's been on this show probably more than me the last few weeks, but he keeps winning, so we're getting him back on tonight. We'll also catch up with Chase Pinsonneault, driver of the 14 in the ASA Stars Tour. As mentioned, they're going to be at Slinger here in a couple of hours. And just before they go to hit the green or to hit the loud pedal, Chase Pinsonneault has agreed. He's going to come to us live from Slinger, and we'll talk to him about Madison. That was just the other night. And we'll sort of preview what Slinger is going to be. Real high banks, short track. Man, it's going to provide a great show. Coming up all on tracktv.com, I might add. And we're going to have Chase on. We'll get off to the east coast of Canada. The driver of the 83, that's Cory Hall. Cory has an amazing season kickoff. He went to victory lane at the Kenny Upel 150 at Scotia Speed Road a couple of weeks ago. He leaves there. And he jumped into the Super Late Model Series, another series in the Maritimes. And he goes to victory lane again just last night. And Cory's going to stop on by the show. Carson Nagy repeated exactly what he did a year ago with the DAYCO Superstock Series. They were on the card as well at Peterborough Speedway last night. And Carson Nagy goes to victory lane. He's going to come and join us. We're hoping to get off to Canada's west coast. WESCAR got under the green flag, and they had two races this weekend. On Friday night, they raced at Williams Lake, BC, and then last night, they got right back to business, and they went green at Prince George, BC, another fine facility on Canada's west coast. Don't know who won that one. I do know that Korbin Thomas went to victory lane on Friday night. I've got messages out to him. Hopefully he gets the messages and comes on race time tonight with us. We'll also go off to Newfoundland. How about that? We got Brendan McFarlane is going to jump into one of Jason Hathaway's machines And he's going to do that Sunset Speedway. So I thought it'd be a great idea to get Brandon on here. I haven't spoke to him in a little bit, but he's going to go back to NASCAR Canada next weekend. It's Sunset Speedway for their next race. Feels like it's been forever, right? NASCAR Canada got out of the box at CTMP back on the long weekend. They haven't done any racing since. The race that they had lined up at Chaudière, the weather took them out. They've been sitting idle for quite a few weeks now. Well, that dry spell is all going to end next weekend at Sunset Speedway. We'll talk more about all of that. I've got a bunch of results, and we got a busy 2 hours for you. But what do you say we get this party started with a guy that did it? Man, I'll tell you, second ARCA race ever. The guy was on the podium after his first attempt, and now he was in the center of the podium at Berlin Speedway last night. Treyten Lapcevich goes to victory lane, and he's with us. What's going on, Trey? How are you, kiddo?
I'm good, Joe. How are you?
Fantastic. Man, I don't know how to describe your night yesterday other than flawless. You were right on the money on every restart. You did absolutely everything perfect last night. Did it feel like that to you?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I learned a lot through the race, honestly. I felt like, the 18 almost got me on, one of the earlier restarts, but I felt like as the race went on, I kind of got better with my restarts and more aggressive in the turn one just to, kind of take the lane away right away and solidify that lead. We were pretty big on, trying to retain control of the race. We didn't want to lose it. So, and really, we just kept getting the car better and better too, with those two pit stops. So, I mean, it was an awesome race car. It doesn't really get much better than that, I would say. Able to just keep control of it all the way to the end.
Treyten, how did this come together? It must have come together in kind of a hurry-up offense kind of deal, because I didn't hear anything about it. And then, I think it was last Thursday, I'm checking my stuff, and Sue said, look at this, Treyten's going to go back into ARCA for a show. And sure enough, you did. How did that all come together? Was it a plan from back a wee bit, Treyten?
No, this was like a week ago, basically. It happened really quick. Billy Venturini actually reached out to me, and they were looking for a driver, and Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship came on board again to make it happen. So, really thankful for that, and of course the guys at Evram too, for all their support. So it happened really, really quick. But I'm glad it did, because it didn't get much better than that.
Oh, incredible. I love watching ARCA, but when we've got Canadian talent in that race, I really enjoy it. And to see you behind the wheel of that 70 car was just phenomenal. I put it out right away. As soon as you won, I had the tweet all ready to go. I was going, come on, Trey, come on, you can do it. And boom, you went to victory lane. I hit send. Lots of comments on that, baby. I'll tell you, the country is behind you 110% of the way. But one of the messages on there that really caught my eye was, what does Treyten Lapcevich have to do to get a full-time ride? Man, you're doing everything possible that a car owner, companies, you name it, should be jumping behind you. You are over to full-time riding this deal. Did it turn any more heads that you haven't turned so far, Treyten? Because you can't get much better than what you did.
I mean, I'm sure it did, or I hope it did anyways. I feel like I'm doing all that I can behind the wheel. And obviously I've got some great people supporting me, and, hoping that we can, build that into some more races too. So, like at this point, we don't have anything lined up for the rest of the year, but, stuff kind of, this business, it can change day by day. So we're always just, keeping the fingers crossed. And, like I said, I feel like I did my job, and really thankful for that opportunity to run that ARCA race at Berlin yesterday, and I'm thankful for any time I get the opportunity to jump behind the wheel of a race car.
Yeah, you're the first Canadian to get back into ARCA victory lane since 2014, when Andrew Ranger was running ARCA. He did a fantastic job as well. He won some races. And I think back in Steve Arpin from Fort Francis, Ontario, Emo Speedway was his home track. He made it off into ARCA and won some races with Billy Venturini, of course. And you're on a list of well-accomplished Canadian-based racers, and you're making the most of it. Really cool to see. Treyten, how is it, you get the call. You're going to drive the 70. What's it like trying to integrate with a team that is purpose-built? They know what they're doing with the race car. You step in, not only do you got to get acclimated to the race car, but you also got to know the people that you're working with, right?
It was a great group of guys to work with. Shannon Rush was a crew chief on the team, and Nick Tucker has obviously built a really good organization there at Nitro Motorsports, and it was pretty cool to pick up their first ARCA win. I'm sure it's going to be the first of many for them, and hopefully we can get back in the seat to end up in victory lane with them again this year. But no, a really good program that they have going on there. Pretty much. I showed up at the track, and they got me seated and fit in the car really quickly. They had it pretty close. They guessed pretty well. But yeah, I got in there, was comfortable, and right through practice, qualifying in the race, it was kind of like, I just met most of those guys that day, but it like I'd been racing with them for forever. So, when you got good guys around and you got people in the right spots, stuff just works out well. And I think that's what happened. Everyone kind of gelled together, and like I said, just really excited for them as an organization too to get their first ARCA win. And hopefully that builds into some more momentum, because they definitely got some fast race cars.
Yeah, I'd say. But you got to have a good pilot behind the wheel to make those race cars shine, and you definitely did last night. We're with Treyten Lapcevich from Grimsby, Ontario. Treyten, if you just tuned in, Treyten went to victory lane last night in the ARCA presented by Menard Series, the national tour. It was spectacular, to say the least. Treyten, the 70 car, I can't say I remember seeing the 70, and I heard Tad Moffat was either in that car or around that car. I always thought he was the 46. I didn't know 70. I had not. When I seen the 70 car, I thought, well, that's a new team, because I can't remember seeing it.
Yeah, well, so Thad was actually, you're right, he was driving the 46, which was kind of like their primary full-time car. And then they had also run the 70 at a couple other races. I think the plate tracks those were the only two places where they had two cars. So I'm not sure, what the decision what goes in the decision to run the 70 or the 46. I don't really know, but I know that it was the team that had been working with Thad for the previous races.
So I'm watching last night, of course, watching you on Rev TV Canada, and what a great addition. Thank you, good Lord, for having Rev TV Canada. And now we can see some live upper tier races. So cool to see that. But I'm watching Rev TV, watching your race, don't want to miss a lap. But yet the APC Series went green at Peterborough Speedway. And Trey, you know me, I got to have that one going as well. So now I got the two going. And I noticed that Glenn Stiers come into the pits, and there's your dear old dad, of course, Jeff Lapcevich. He crews and crew chiefs on the zero for Glenn Stiers. And I picked up on it and went, oh, my God, Jeff won't even realize that Treyten just went to victory lane. He probably did. His phone would have went nuts with everybody letting him know. But I thought, wow, isn't that something? I felt bad for Jeff not being able to be with you for this victory, for the victory. But, I also triggered another memory. You and Victory Lane in the Cars Tour at North Wilkesboro. Daddy-O wasn't around for that one either. It was Mom. So now pressure's on, right? You're going to be taking your mom and tell your dad to go do whatever because you want to win.
Well, you know what? My parents always talk about that stuff, and it used to be my mom thought that she was bad luck, and I'd tell her, no, mom, like it don't matter. And so that's what I tell them, because I've won with one of them there, the other one there, and both of them there, so it doesn't matter. I want both my parents at the race every weekend if we can. So, yeah, it definitely sucks that dad missed that one, but he told me he was following along on Race Monitor, so he was able to see right when I won there, but would have loved to have him there for sure.
Yeah, he wouldn't have wanted it any other way, man. He'd want to be with you, but that is Jeff. He's true professional, that guy is too. So the apple don't fall far from the tree, I can guarantee you that. So how was it left last night? You're celebrating Victory Lane. You're coming down off the moon. Did they say, hey, Treyten, we could be in touch with you here in a couple of days? Was there any talk about going forward?
Not at the moment. Like I said, it's always kind of it's a day by day thing, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's other ARC opportunities for the rest of the season. It's going to be all about if we can, put the partnerships together to be able to make it happen. So, right now we don't have a plan right in this moment. But it is a Sunday and everyone's kind of winding down, relaxing a little bit too after a busy weekend. So I'm sure stuff will start back up Monday, and we'll get back after it.
How was your phone after that win? I can well imagine that it would have went cuckoo.
Yeah, I'm still catching up. So it's great though. I'm really appreciative to have the support of, obviously a lot of fans in Canada, and definitely some fans in the US as well. So it's cool to have all that support.
Well, Wayne, one of the faithful viewers here on Racetime Radio, he was in touch with me last night after, and he is the same as all of us. You're just so proud of what you do behind the wheel and how you represent everything. It's just amazing to see. Your next race, as it is right now, what is your next race, or do you have any kind of forecast? We're going to see APC or any of those?
I don't at the moment. I think that I started working last week. I started an internship at an accounting firm, so that's got me tied up a little bit. But I think moving forward, we're kind of to see what we can make happen. Kind of like I said, take it day by day. Had a lot of fun driving my late model the last few weeks there at Owasso in Berlin. So. Yeah, we'll see if we can do some more of those. Maybe get back in the ARCA seat soon and go from there.
Treyten, you can see it in you, the mannerism, the relaxation, if that's the right word. I can see it. You got a little more hitch in your giddy up, so to speak. Looks good on you too. Good job all the way around, man. That was super to watch, and you'll be able to savor that one forever. The big trophy, do you get it, or does it have to go with the race team?
Yeah, I got it. It's on the kitchen table downstairs. I said, Mom, we got a new centerpiece, so I'm sure she's not too excited about it, but it'll be there for a week or so.
How about Ryden? Is he getting anything? Like he's been turning wrenches and doing his part, and your other brother. What's the case with those guys? Are they just doing the same thing, keeping on, or we should have all three is behind the wheel, honestly.
Yeah, Ryden works really hard. Working on he helps on my late model big time, does a lot of work on that. And then obviously does a lot for Glenn's late models and who works on the Pinty stuff as well. So Ryden's a super hard worker and really smart with the mechanical stuff and working on them. And Caden obviously same way. He was in California last night, crew chief in the ARCA race too. So the ARCA West race. So
Hmm.
yeah, it would be great to have us all behind the wheel. It's awesome to have the whole family being so involved though, and we're all kind of developing together and getting smarter all at the same time. So it definitely hopefully makes for more success in the future.
Well, I'll tell you what, nothing will pull this country and glue them all together like you and the success that you've had down there, and much continued success, my friend. It's just super. Can't believe, well, I can believe you did it, but I can't believe how you just stepped in on your second attempt and went to victory lane. That's unheard of.
Yeah, it doesn't always. I don't know. It doesn't always go as smooth as it did last night. I mean, we just kind of, we unloaded. We had a really good car right off the trailer, just some little adjustments, able to put it on the pole, which we didn't really know if our short run speed was going to be like great enough to get put on the pole because we didn't mock up in practice or nothing like that. But we were confident in our pace, for sure. But to get the pole made the job easier, definitely. Just being able to have that track position right from the start. When the race was winding down, I was just waiting for that caution. I figured it doesn't just come this easy, but got lucky there and able to just run that that last 40 or 45 laps, whatever it was, right to the end, which was definitely really nice. I didn't need any late race cautions and have to battle through any of that stuff because I've seen how those races get when you get those late race restarts. So yeah, just really nice to end it off on a green flag there.
Yeah, awesome stuff, bud. Can't tell you how much we appreciate the time jumping on here with us and allowing all of us to be able to celebrate with you. Much continued success. I know we'll be all over you as things develop, and just good on you. Congratulations, Treyten. Now you're an ARCA winner.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for having me. Always love being on.
You betcha. That is Treyten Lapcevich. How about that? Man, the guy does an amazing job behind the wheel. He always has. And he gets what the car will give him on the given day. He never tries to push it over. But I'll tell you what, that 70 car, those guys deserve a medal too for preparing a race car like that. And it says a lot about Treyten as a driver. It says a lot about that team too, where they can get a talented guy like Treyten, transplant him in there, and go out and have immediate success. Amazing stuff. Corporate Canada, you're tuned in. Get this guy. Get him. Lay down the coin. That guy can take you places that you wouldn't believe. Just too cool. We're going to hit a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk APC. Peterborough Speedway just last night. Jake Sheridan goes to victory lane. He's going to join us all live right here on Race Time Radio. Stay with us, everybody. Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. Napa Auto Parts Stores, Port Hawkesbury, New Glasgow, and Antigonish, Nova Scotia. And by Canadian Tire Motorsport Parks at CanadianTireMotorsportPark.com. Since 1955, Ed Stewart's Kubota in Erin has provided top-of-the-line equipment featuring a full line of Kubota tractors and attachments. Let our knowledgeable veteran sales team match you up with the right product, complete with full parts and service for 70 years. Stewart's not only gets you going, but keeps you going. Stewart's Equipment. Get the job done. Going sprint car or modified racing? GSR chassis are for you. With countless hours in R&D, engineered data, and telemetry, GSR chassis are driven to win with the best materials, handcrafted by qualified technicians, manufactured to precise specifications. Every GSR chassis comes with technical support. Chassis are sold as a roller or turnkey, ready to take the green flag. To beat the best, you need the best with GSR chassis.
The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV, Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country, racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV. Brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
It's time. For over 30 years, Quick Fire Starters have fueled the sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick fire starters, no harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick fire starters, the world's best fire starter. Tonight's Racetime Radio is fueled by AP Race Fuels, the worldwide leader in race fuel technology, and by Rev TV Canada. From 2 wheels to 4 and so much more. The race is on Rev TV Canada.
The ARCA Series is a premium division of the Automobile Racing Club of America and a key NASCAR regional feeder to the big leagues of stock car. The ARCA Menard Series is where the champions of tomorrow are tested. And you can catch the whole season live on Rev TV.
From the high banks of Daytona, we cover it all. Ooh, that's going to leave a mark. And now, back to Joe's.
Hey, shake and bake, Cal! Woo! Shake and bake!
Here on Racetime Radio.
And welcome back, one and all, to Racetime Radio. Maybe you're tuned in on racetimeradio.com or you're tuned in on our YouTube channel. If you are, please do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. We genuinely appreciate it. And don't forget, Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern, you can catch Racetime Radio in its entirety on Rev TV Canada, right across the country. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Eddie. All of you. But what do you say we get back to last night at Peterborough Speedway? The APC Series made their spring visit to Peterborough Speedway. I used to call it the Mosquito 150. I can remember back in the All-Star days, we would go to Peterborough on this weekend. It seemed every year. And I'll tell you what, the mosquitoes will pick you up and take you away in pieces at that facility for like a week, and then they die off and everything's cool. But it was the APC Series at Peterborough last night, going to Victory Lane. The number 52 did it again. He joins us now on the Zoom line. What's going on there, Mr. Sheridan? How are you? And congratulations once again.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Going good so far today, and obviously rewarding feeling after a night like that, and just enjoying the day at home here.
But I can believe it, but I can't believe the success you've had right since the first green flag dropped on the season. That 52 car, and you are just as one. You guys are just laying it down, and just amazing. Now, you weren't out front the whole race, but you were out front for a lot of it. And on the final lap, which you needed to be, how was it all night long?
Yeah, well, it's been a couple of years since we've seen these kinds of wins out of us. So obviously went through a bit of a rough patch there and had some tough luck. And the APC deal has been not very kind to us on luck-wise, anyway, as far as that goes over the years. But the car was awesome, man. He brought a great race car, unloaded pretty much great. Went to P1 in first practice and dialed on from there. And made it better in second practice and went faster yet, and it just kept on going. So I love it. I love hearing all the, like, when we qualify that fast, you hear all the people that, you screwed it up or you're not going to last the whole thing, this and that. And it's good when you have a good enough feeling, good enough race, but you can just smile at them and say, we'll see how it goes. You know you're that good. So, when that was kind of, you don't get those situations very often, and when you get those kind of cars, you got to run with it. So, had a great race car there right off the trailer at Peterborough, and thankful for that opportunity, and it makes my job a lot easier. So glad we could put a good show on for everybody.
Well, you did. And how about the APC Series this year? Good, solid car count. The quality that you guys are putting on the racetrack, man. It seems like each race that it goes up another notch, another level. I am like most fans, thinking, hey, one of these days we're going to have a stinker of a race, and a lot of cars are going to get messed up. But the professionalism that the guys are showing, along with the staff and everything, it's all one big unit. If one piece out of that puzzle isn't there, you haven't got a full picture. And so far, the APC Series has had every single piece of that puzzle is in the right place at the right time. Just the quality is right there. It's got to be like a nail biter every lap for you guys.
Absolutely. I mean, gosh, hope nothing like that really crazy happens. They were getting pretty aggressive there mid-pack this weekend, but that's the kind of racing Peterborough promotes, and that's pro late model racing. That's how it's been for a long time. And when you're on that, inside line of a prominent racetrack, you're going to have fighting for that. So everyone's doing a great job. I feel like there's a lot of really good talent there. There's a lot of guys. I can't believe how long I've been in the series for, let alone a lot of the other people I've been racing against. I've been there since the beginning. So there's a lot of veterans out there, a lot of really, really good race car drivers. And when, you put that many good guys out of there, it's hard to stand out. There's a lot of, the race is really close. The cars are all really good. And, it's a tight battle. So I think they're all doing a great job, and it makes making it a lot of fun this year. The racing's been phenomenal. It's been tight, competitive racing. Everything I've experienced has been nothing but clean and really, really just hard racing. So I think everyone's doing an A1 job, and I think the series is doing a good job keeping it that way and keeping it a tidy, professional looking program. And I hope they can continue to do that and bring a good place for us to come race, put a good show on, because I think it's been A1 so far.
No, it has been, hands down. Anybody that has witnessed an APC race so far this year got your money's worth, I guarantee it. It's that good of a show. When you get to the racetrack, you unload, you get things all set to go. Jake, how long is it before, you're able to assess the car and say, yep, we've got ourselves a top 3 car, we got ourselves a winner, or, hey, we got a lot of work to do. How much time does it take for you mentally to make that call?
Well, it's nice when you can unload like this weekend and go, oh man, we're right in the mix, right on the first 5 laps. It's like that doesn't, like I said, when you get that, you take it and you run. That's a once or twice a year kind of situation that you hope for. You work really hard for. It happens once or twice a year, and I've definitely got the best guys with me to be doing that. We showed up great, and all year we had a good race car. Paul Gignoli and everyone on McCall's has done a phenomenal job of helping our program out, and working with them has been great. So I can't say that all the time though. We showed up for the Delaware race we won there. That was a nail biter finish, and we showed up terrible. I think we were 14th on the board in practice out of 16, and I was like, well, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if we got a bad tire or where we're at. We're leaking oil. We're checking everything over. We just, we had a long ways to go, and we made a list of adjustments that didn't make a huge difference. And all of a sudden in the race, these guys threw everything at it and it just lined up, and we had a really, really, really good piece. So it's amazing the work they can do and the experience they have, and that support is huge. My little brother Nicky's huge for that, and just little things like Peterborough, when you're on the top of the board, we have little things we still want to work on with the race car, but there's there's other people that need more help than you, and you're kind of on your own, and just little adjustments have been huge. So they've come over, and can't thank them enough for all their help, and Nicky's done a great job, and dialing that thing in at the end of the day was great. So it was just enough there. We had some heavy heat from behind us. So there was a lot of really good cars there. The Shaws put a great piece together. The Morrow car was really good, and obviously I think a lot of other cars in the field were that good. Just track position was huge. It taking those choose cone played a huge role in that race, and getting those guys to the top 3 I think was most of the choose codes just played in their favor. So obviously a lot of great cars to compete with at that kind of level, and just lucky to work out for us this weekend.
With Jake Sheridan, driver of the 52 in the APC Series, goes to Victory Lane, Peterborough Speedway, just not even 24 hours ago. And the success continues for this guy. Jake, are you points racing yet? We're June 15th. Are you watching the points or not even close?
No, not at all. I didn't even know where I was going to start. I know they do their input on points, and I rolled on the front straightaway. I had no idea where to go. I just waited until they called me on the pit road, and where you start, you start. We're going to sit there, pressure the same anyway, so just go there and do what you got to do. But I don't know. It's cool, but I'm done points racing. I mean, I think you just got to go there and just go for wins, and I think that's how it's got to be. So I race every race. If we got a good car to win, I just get the best out of it I can. So we got no idea where we're going to end up that way. I mean, this at Lawnmower could come whenever, and we're going to do as much of both as we can, and continue with the races that we 100% committed to and signed for in the APC Series, which is still another 5 pro races that we're guaranteed for sure. So, that's great stuff to look forward to. And if we can keep going with the APC Tour, we're going to. These are great races. Like I said, it's not even about, we're not here for points. We're just here to have a good time and support great racing, and that's what we've seen. So You're racing in a field that's talented as that. You're with the best, and if you can beat those guys, you got your crap together. So we're doing a bang up job, and I think everyone in the series is doing a phenomenal job and making it look as good as it does and as professional as it is. So, like I say, you're out there with the big boys and a lot of experience there, and that just adds to the sweetness of being able to pull something like this off.
Do you have, Jake, an Achilles heel when it comes time for speedways and racing? Do you look at one track and go, oh, man, here we go. We're going to do what we can. Do you have an Achilles heel when you're looking at the races? Because you got to be coming into the sweet spot now, heading to Delaware next.
Well, I've had, these are my two favorite tracks in Ontario, is Peterborough and Delaware, right back to back. And I love these places. We've done well both these tracks, and they're drivers' race tracks, and there's a lot of speed there, and it's a lot of fun to get it done there. So we've struggled at Saul the last couple of years. Our first APC race win came there, but we've struggled there as of late, and maybe that one now. But the way we've been rolling this year, the car's been really good, and I hope that we can roll in there with some speed that we have in the last couple of weeks, and it should work out okay.
Yeah, I would say. I'm looking at the different tracks that you guys visit, and I'm thinking, okay, Jake's good here. Now, I know you did take one home in a basket from the beach, destroyed a race car there, but you know what? I've watched you there, too. Other than that one that you destroyed, you're hitting the marks. You're a contender each and every time, so I didn't know whether you would have an Achilles heel that you look at and say, oh, my God, I don't want to go back there. And if you're not points racing, I guess you don't look at it that way anyway, right?
Well, we'll see how it goes. If the first one goes good, we'll come back. If it doesn't, we don't need to. We can do whatever we want to do. So, but on all seriousness, we love to get better and love to put a good show on it and better ourselves. And that's the challenge we all love about it. So, I'm looking forward to going there. I think we've got a great package, a little better than we've had in our last couple of attempts there. And I think it'll pay dividends to us throughout the season and through consistency.
We mentioned Nick there, Tricky Nicky, of course, over on the dirt side of things in a 360 sprint car. That is Jake's brother. He just about won himself another feature. He was second to Dylan Westbrook on Friday night. Now, Dylan had stretched his legs there a bit. He was going. But it's kind of cool to see the success Nick's been having as well.
Absolutely. It's been a really good start of the year that way. And, I mean, Nicky the writing was on the wall. He was going to have a good year. He's been laying it down there for a little while now. And he learns exponentially. He's gotten tenfold better there since last year, and tenfold better since the year before that. It's just he's a quick learner, and he puts a lot of information, a lot of knowledge all at once, and it makes him really, really good. So he's done a phenomenal job there. Obviously, it's another situation when you're racing with the best. Dylan Westbrook's got a lot of experience, and he's a phenomenal race car driver, and he sure knows how to throw him up on the top there when the track gets slick and fast like that. And that's his wheelhouse. So. They're obviously doing a great job, and Nicky's putting an amazing show on there and doing a great job for all of us. So can't thank him enough for everything he does for me, and it's pretty impressive to see what he does in his program. So just super thankful, super blessed. Like I said from the start of the year, it's been a phenomenal outing for us so far, and there's a lot of people in my corner, that have done a lot for me, between my crew guys that come over here if I'm working there over there, and obviously everyone on the calls and all our sponsors have done just a phenomenal job, and I can't thank them enough for everything they do.
Well, how all of this started with having you on this program was like a month and a half ago to talk about super late model racing. Don't want to pick at a sore spot on you, but how is the super coming? Any news at all when we could potentially see Jake Sheridan in his super late model?
Like I said, the car's been ready. It's still collecting dust. It's beautiful. It's brand new. I'm so excited to get it out, but we haven't really progressed as much as I'd like to on the motor side of things, but I've been in contact a couple times recently, and I guess it's coming, but it's hard to get a timeline on it. So I'm pretty upset. It definitely sucks that we're missing some of these big payout races. There's a huge race at Owasso this week, midweek, to go run that was the plan to be there for, and obviously I really, really would have loved to go and support the Sunset 10 grand race. I hope, I guess it's not been and gone yet, but I'm losing hope for it. So we'll see if they really want to get to Flamborough. Obviously, it's a big paying race there. I really want to support these big races, and I think it's an amazing division that they're supporting, and I think it's a division that could bring a lot of excitement to Ontario in the next couple of years. I mean, it's coming back in a pretty good way, and they're already getting a lot of cars, and the racing's been great. So I'd really love to be able to run that and be able to travel across the border only a couple hours and run some great races is phenomenal. So obviously we're got everything we can into that program to get it going, but right now we're having a hell of a time and a lot of fun doing what we're doing, and super thankful for that.
Well, you're not the only guy on the sidelines waiting for parts and pieces. I can tell you that. There is a couple more out there that when those parts do come in, it's going to make for better fields and more competition all the way around. And cool to see, right? The Supers were on the racetrack on the weekend, and J.R. Fitzpatrick went to victory lane. Can't help but think that he's going to be pushing to get you out there because he wants to beat the best too.
Oh, there's no surprise you get a talent like that out there. He's going to win races. He's proven for dozens of years. Since before I was born, he's been proving he can win races. So, obviously that's pretty cool. And we texted a little bit after that race, and happy for him. That's cool to rebound like that. And I really would love to get out there and race him. He taught me a lot racing pro malls against him my rookie season. We ran 1-2 a couple times at Flamborough. I learned a lot of little tricks there. And if he can teach me half as much in the same time in the Outlaws, I think we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. Jake, cool to see the success that you're having. We win. Fans win when you get out there and do your deal and put it up against the best, and just kind of cool. Got to thank you for the time tonight, and look forward to the next time. The way you're going at it, we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, Joe, thank you so much. Look forward to it. We're going to hit up the 75 lapper at Delaware this coming week on the Friday, so with any luck, we'll be able to talk to you next weekend.
Sounds good. Jake Sheridan right there. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Away he goes, the 52. You got to watch him. And coming up Friday night at Delaware Speedway. Got to love that racetrack and everything that they've been doing there. Just amazing to see the progression. And we got more to come, I guarantee you. Things are just firing off. Good time of the season to be jumping in. We're going to hit a quick break. When we come back, who have I got next? Oh, look at that. We got Chase Pinsonneault coming up from Slinger Speedway. Stay with us. We will be back in just mere moments. Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Leaf Racewear. Fuel your passion and confidence at leafracewear.com. We're an essential part of any team.
The IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship is on Rev TV. Catch all the action live with full race coverage of the high-stakes action that North America's leading sports car series delivers. 4 classes, world-renowned drivers, and leading manufacturers putting it all on the line to be champions. IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, right here on Rev TV.
It's time. For over 30 years, Quick Fire Starters have fueled the sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick Fire Starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter.
The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV. Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country. Racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV. Brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
There's work and there's fun. Both require the right equipment. Since 1955, Ed Stewart's Equipment has specialized in both, with a full lineup of Kubota, Honda, Stihl, New Holland, and most selections are in stock, ready to go, with 4 locations to serve you, 2 in Erin, Cookstown, and Stayner. It's Stewart's Equipment. With the right equipment, work can be fun.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere, doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. You stop by a Napa Auto Parts store, you can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores, New Glasgow, Antigonish, and Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. You can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. Napa Auto Parts Stores, Port Hawkesbury, New Glasgow, and Antigonish, Nova Scotia. And by Canadian Tire Motorsport Parks at CanadianTireMotorsportPark.com.
Your weekly fix of newsmakers and news breakers is found right here. We call it Race Time Radio with your host, Joe Chisholm.
And welcome back, one and all, to Racetime Radio. So glad you could tune in tonight. Well, Madison, Wisconsin was the scene for this weekend's ASA Stars Tour race. They're not done yet. They are at Slinger tonight. But looking back at Friday night, got to congratulate Carson Brown. He went to victory lane in the 81 car. And our next guest was in that very same race, the 14 car, and Chase Pinsonneault. He was doing a fantastic job. Now, it didn't start out the way he wanted it. Had a little bit of trouble in practice. Had a motor laid down on him, so the pros that they are, put that one back in the box and pull out car number 2. And luckily he did, because I'll tell you what, qualified right up in the top 5, 6th, I think, was where he started. But let's find out. Right from the horse himself, we have Chase Pinsonneault with us. How you doing, Chaser? How are you?
Good, Joe. Happy Father's Day.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. You're not a father yet. Well, you still got a couple of years to go before you start playing in that zone. But you're doing a dynamite job behind the wheel of that 14, kiddo.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely got a few years some stuff to figure out before I ever become a dad. But been doing good. Went really well for us. Had a solid qualifying run. Lots of issues with practice, and feel like team did a really good job flipping over our backup car. Had a really strong run. Felt like had a car that could easily run inside the top 5 before we just had that DNF there, that parts failure. So it's unfortunate, but back here today at Slinger and ready to get after it again.
You guys, there is no slowing down. You guys keep your foot to the floor all the time. When they get you to a track, they definitely use you teams up, give you lots of time to practice. I think I heard Jim Treyten say at Madison, you guys got an extra hour of practice. Probably a good thing, right? The more track time you get, the better.
Yeah, we got a little bit of extra practice. Definitely track time helps. It's unfortunate that we had that motor lay down late. Kind of had the problem all day, but just kind of showed its head later in the day. The practice definitely still helped, though. I feel like we had a lot of time to get the car dialed in and had a really well-balanced race car going into qualifying.
Absolutely. Of course, Chase Pinsonneault, this is Chase's first year in the ASA Stars Tour, and he dove into the deep end, I guarantee you. We've got other Canadians in the field. You got Kyle Steckley in the 30 car for Rhett Jones Racing. And, of course, Cole Butcher in there with the Donnie Wilson prepared machine. And, Chase, you have been a very, very quick study. You can see the natural progression and the results bases starting to come now. Other than you get a breakdown, that's going to happen. But what was your take on Madison as the car was running? Because you had a great show going.
Yeah, I loved it. Most of the time, just trying to keep brakes on it. I spent a lot of the day just saving, coasting a lot, just trying to stay off that brake pedal to have a little bit more late in the run. And I felt like we had a really good car. Could go to the top, could go to the bottom. Car was really, really good on the top with the sticky stuff. Felt like we were maneuverable, and I had a car that was fast enough to save. So just sucks that we had the failure. I feel like definitely we could have finished inside the top 5.
Well, I seen when you pulled into the pit, the camera was on because they were saying, oh, no, something's going on with Chase Pinsonneault. Notice when you come in, the team had to whoa the car up. So I thought, whoops, there'd be no brake pedal left in that baby.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely no brakes. They were all just kind of standing by to make sure I got it pumped up and found the brake pedal again, but they were just standing by to make sure I didn't bulldoze the pit box.
I guess. So it was cool watching the broadcast on Friday night. And I might add right here that you can watch tonight's live action from Slinger, the ASA Stars Tour, all available on tracktv.com. It's simple to get to. They do a great service. You got Jim Trado, Adam Mackey, Charlie Krill on pit road. Great broadcast, very knowledgeable, and you get all kinds of information about each and every one of these race teams. They don't just concentrate on one or two at the front. These guys go all the way through the field, and kind of cool to see. So Madison is behind you. You got a notebook now, so you're going to be good at that place next time around. Take us around Slinger. What's happening? How do you like that high bank short track?
Well, it's kind of tough to get your mind together around this place. It's definitely the fastest track I've been to, not on speed, just and how fast you get through the corners. Not a lot of time to react, and you just got to drive it super, super hard. No time to breathe, really easy to get tensed up. Like first practice, we did 6 laps and I came in and felt my arms getting a little bit of a pump there just because I was so tensed. Definitely stuff happens fast. You got to drive it really hard. And I think it's going to be really fun to race. Qualifying is one of the coolest experiences I've ever had in a race car.
Really. Take us through it. What was it? It wasn't group qualifying, right? You were on the track single, double, 2 laps, or what did they give you this time?
Yeah, you get a dead lap and then you go hard for 2, and it's like a total of 25 seconds. You get around there in around 11 seconds. So yeah, you take the green and there's not a whole lot of time to think. You kind of just hold your breath, get the pedal to the floor off the corner, and just hope you go fast.
Amazing. Where did you qualify? I haven't got that in front of me. How did you do?
We ended up 13th, but we have a lot of stuff in the car just for a race run. We feel like our race run pace is really good, and I definitely think we can compete inside the top 5 tonight.
Chase, after qualifying, did they impound the cars, no touching them?
Yeah, everything's impounded after qualifying.
Yeah, so no touching it there. And to throw another wrinkle, they did pitch a new tire at you guys, right? How is it working out for you?
It's been great. The ST2 Star has been an awesome right side tire. I feel like it's very compliant, but still definitely wears out a little bit. You get that little bit of extra goo when you get stickered up, and you also can save a little bit in the race. I feel like it's been an awesome tire. It's raced a little bit better than the 3 that we've had previous, and I definitely think it's a tire that should stay.
And Chase Pinsonneault is coming to us live from Slinger Speedway, right? He is about to go race tonight. Qualifying is done, and who got the pole this time around?
Ty Majeski. He's super, super good here, so he's sitting on pole for this week.
There you go. Now, he didn't have a very good run on Friday night. He was the first guy out.
Yeah, another unfortunate break for him. Me and Kyle and Ty and a lot of guys DNF. Madison's a really tough place on equipment. Lots of loads and lots of bumps. So it's unfortunate, but it happens.
Does it feel at all like Delaware Speedway, a track you used to run all the time up here in Ontario? I know Madison is a half mile. I don't know if the banking equates out, but did it feel anything like Delaware?
I'd say from TV, it definitely sure looks like Delaware, but it does not drive anything like it. The banking makes it a little bit tougher of a task. You're a little bit faster in the middle of the corner, and because of the banking, you can get on the gas a little bit harder too. So a little bit faster than Delaware. Definitely some characteristics on entry you can take, like heavy braking for sure, and a big wide arc going into the corner, but definitely drives a lot different.
So you got the autograph session coming up here, and in no time flat, you'll be out there signing autographs and then right into the race tonight. How many laps is it tonight? Is it 250?
We got 300 tonight, 300 big ones, Joe.
Oh, man. Yeah, you're going to have to get lots of hydration. You're going to want to be set for that. It's going to be an amazing show. What's going to be personal success for you? I know you want to win. Setting that aside, what will be successful at the end of the day when Chase Pinsonneault turns around and looks back?
Well, we got to finish the race first, Joe. That's going to be step one. Slinger's a very, very fast racetrack. You got to stay out of wrecks. It's a tight place, a lot like Anderson, so survival of the fittest is going to be super important tonight. Otherwise, just inside the lead lap, I feel like as long as you're on the lead lap, should put you somewhere inside the top 5.
Inside, outside, whereabouts is the 14? Where can we look to find the 14 and the moves you're going to make? Are you staying up top or are you down low painting a line?
I think it'll depend on balance. I feel like if we have a lot of drive off, I'll probably take the top. And if we have a little bit of a better turning car, I'll probably take the bottom. So just depends on how the balance is, but should be moving around. The top and the bottom should both be good tonight.
Pretty cool when you at least get a choice on more than just the choose cone. You can choose to go up there if you like. Did you see many guys up top?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of us in qualifying use the entries of both corners. We use the grip strip just to get a little bit better pointed, just to get on the gas harder. Definitely think some people are going to be in it, and I think some cars are going to be more suited for the low line wrap like normal.
That 131 Motorsports Park got to be coming unglued with everything that you've been putting out this year. Any word from Carson? Of course, Carson Hocevar is the team owner. Any word from the boss?
Well, for sure not this week. This week he's definitely a little bit far away down there in Mexico. Hope he does well down there at the road course. I haven't been able to follow much from the racetrack. But yeah, every once in a while we get together, but right now he's obviously focused on Mexico.
But I'm 100% with you. I haven't watched anything Cup in quite a few weeks now. I'm entrenched in the short track world, and I'm absolutely loving every minute of it.
Yeah, for sure. Short track racing is electric. It's definitely my favorite thing, running super late models and pro late models across the country. Both this side of the border and your side of the border is just amazing. I love every bit of it.
So we got Slinger tonight. Then where are you off to after that?
We're off to the Jag Series All Stars Tour. We're going to run the Flat Rock race. It's 100 laps at Flat Rock Speedway.
Fit you like a glove, Chase Pinsonneault. That's exactly what it's going to do. How's Alex? How's everybody making out? They got to be loving it as much as you.
Yeah, everybody's great. Definitely been traveling around. We all notice, I'm sure, Mom's going to be upset that we've been gone this long, so it'll be good to spend some time with her this week. But she's been great. We've all been great and just having fun traveling the world, just racing cars.
But the honeydew list is going to be growing for the old guy. He's going to be looking at you to help him when you get home. You know that, right?
Yeah, we gotta. It's part of the deal.
Big time, big time. Chase Pinsonneault, can't thank you enough for the time. For jumping on here live from Slinger. That's pretty cool what you do.
Thanks as always, Joe.
You bet. That is Chase Pinsonneault. Watch for him tonight in the 14 car. Now, I've got the red and white car in front of me, but he will be in the blue and white car tonight with 131 Motorsports Park on the hood. And Chase Pinsonneault, watch. I'm telling you, he is going to have a breakout night one of these nights. It could happen tonight at Slinger. And, of course, Kyle Stetley doing a great job. He ended up having difficulty in another race. He went at Madison. And Cole Butcher, man, spent a ton of time going down pit road. They worked on it. He came home second at Madison. And as mentioned, it was Carson Brown that won the race. Not going to be too much longer, and we're going to be able to say the 14 of Chase Pinsonneault won the race. Watch. It's going to be cool. We're going to hit a quick break. When we come back, who have we got? Cory Hall is up next, all the way from the eastern part of Canada with the win in the Super Late Models.
BP Race Fuels, the worldwide leader in race fuel technology.
Hey everyone, Josh Thoughty here, 17 Pro Late Model driver for Canada Clean Fuels and Canadian Flat Roof Systems. Keep it locked on Race Time Radio with Joe Chisholm.
Since 1955, Ed Stewart's Kubota in Erin has provided top-of-the-line equipment featuring a full line of Kubota tractors and attachments. Let our knowledgeable veteran sales team match you up with the right product, complete with full parts and service for 70 years. Stewart's not only gets you going, but keeps you going. Stewart's Equipment. Get the job done. It's time. For over 30 years, Quick Fire Starters have fueled this sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick Fire Starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by GSR Parts, sprint car specialists with chassis, engines for dirt or asphalt cars. From wings to springs, GSR's got you covered. Also by Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter.
The Motul FIM Superbike World Championship features production-based racing motorcycles battling it out around the world to see who will be crowned Superbike World Champion. The entire season, along with highlight coverage of each race, including World SSP 300 and World SSP, is right here on Rev TV. The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV, Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country, racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV. Brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
If you're looking for miles per gallon, you're definitely at the wrong place. Maybe a few channels up or a few channels down, you'll find it. But this is Racetime Radio. And now, back with your host, Joe Chisholm.
And welcome back, one and all, to Racetime Radio. So glad you could tune in here tonight. We genuinely appreciate it. What a weekend of racing, right? And it's not over yet. Slinger coming up a little bit later tonight. I believe it rolls at like 7 p.m. Eastern, right around the time that Racetime Radio wraps up. We're going to be able to crank on tracktv.com and watch that 300-lapper here tonight. That's genuinely going to be a great show. Don't forget, the IWK 250 is going to come up July 19th weekend. We've got a big addition to that week as well, right? Wednesday night, we're going to have a feature. We're going to have a race on Wednesday night. Thursday is going to be the concert night. Practice wraps up. Friday, we've got the sportsman cars take to the Speedway. I want to say the Legends are with them, but don't quote me on that. Check the schedule out at riversidespeedway.ca. You can get all the information there. And how about this? On the Friday night show, Todd from Napa, right there in Antigonish, Port Hawkesbury, and New Glasgow, Todd and Colin, Andy Zamora-Coyne for Napa, and the guys are going to be racing for some extra scratch in that race on the Friday night. Honestly, just an amazing sportsman show like you haven't seen. You'll see it on Friday night just before Saturday's IWK 250, all presented by Steve Lewis, and it's just going to be a tremendous weekend. We will have live coverage of this year's IWK 250 and the Friday night. Don't forget about that. We will have live coverage of that as well. Audio only, no video. It's all audio only. So if you can't make it to the Speedway, you got to know you're going to be able to listen and not miss any of the action from Riverside. You'll just be hearing how bad you're going to be feeling that you're not with us at Riverside. But at least we're going to be able to get you that live coverage. I'll be joined with Tim Terry. Dylan Langell will be on board. And we're going to have Brad Mann with us. And that's what's going to make up our broadcast team for 2025. And So excited to get underway and to get out there on Canada's East Coast in the Maritimes, the IWK 250. I absolutely love that race. It is Canada's ultimate short track race, in my opinion. I've been calling it that for 14 years because it is. And anybody that has been out there and seen that race come back year after year. I know Wayne Bratton's coming out this year. Wonderful Wayne, one of our viewers, he's coming to the IWK about 12,000 of our closest friends are going to be at that race. Truly going to be amazing. July 19th weekend. All the details, you can get them all at riversidespeedway.ca. Check it out. Tickets, they're not, I don't know whether they're on sale just yet, but check the site out. You do want to get tickets. And I might add, there is a big announcement coming. Each year, the IWK 250 has a guest driver that comes in, and they drive one of Donald Chisholm's cars out of his stable, the Nova Racing Stable. It's a great piece, I might add. We've seen stars like Joey Logano and Brad Kay, and who else? Oh, Marcus Ambrose was there. We had Mark Martin one year. There is a big announcement coming to find out who this year's guest driver is. Matt Crafton is another one that we've seen multiple times out there. I can tell you that the driver that they've got in mind, he's never been to Riverside Speedway, and he's about to get his mind blown when he gets to the IWK 250. He's going to be up against some of the toughest competition he's ever faced, I can tell you that, on a short track. But our next guest is on the Zoom line, and he'll be out there competing with whoever shows up to the IWK 250. And I can tell you, he is going to be a threat to win this race. He's coming off 2 victories. He won the Kenny Upol 150 at Scotia Speed World, and just last night, he was out in PEI at Oysterbed Speedway in the Super Late Model Series. Went to victory lane once again. He drives the number 83 for King Competition and more. His name is Cory Hall. He joins us now. What's going on, Cory? How are you, kiddo?
Great. How are you?
Doing good. Look at this. You got the Oysterbed hoodie on. Good for you. How was it last night? Obviously, it worked out pretty damn good if you're the driver of the 83, but how was it?
Yeah, it was a great race. It got physical for a lot of people out there. Luckily, we were able to control the race with starting on the pole, being able to pass the most cars in our heat race. Obviously, made a huge help. If we were more in traffic, I think it would have been a much rougher race. But we kind of got away lucky on that one and was able to just dictate. And couldn't really ask for much more. The car was great all day. But then at the end, it got a little bit tight, and Gosby was right there, challenged me pretty hard with another King Competition car. So,
You guys seem to find one another on the Speedway at some point, right? All the King cars are usually in there. Have we seen the 99 of Craig Slonwhite yet?
Well, we're hoping that he's going to get out and race soon, but I don't know when that's going to be. Probably the IWK, I guess, would be the first one for him, but lots of battles with him as well, and have a lot of fun racing with everybody.
How daunting would that be, right, Cory? Your first race of the year happens to be the IWK 250. You're going to wish that you got some seat time before you jump in on that one.
For sure.
Yeah, you can have a good car all you want. You got to get that rust off you. You guys, the competition level is there, and it keeps getting tighter and tougher. And there's no substitute, I've been told by many drivers, no substitute for seat time like seat time. That's what you got to have. And you've been getting your share of it this year. 2 races, 2 victories. I'd say you're batting 1,000.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of good runs. Obviously, coming off running down in the States, you just kind of keep learning, and a lot of it's just as a driver. Obviously, going to PEI is a track that I know very well and have had great luck at. but going to Scotia and just trying to apply some of the things that you learn racing down south, racing with bigger horsepower motors that you need to save tires more on and all that. Just goes into getting better all around.
How do you possibly save anything in the race when you got to stay out front? Everybody wants to be out front. How can you save? That never made sense to me.
Yeah, it's hard. Obviously, once you get you kind of got to get 10 laps in, and get yourself a little bit of a gap. And kind of in PEI, once I can stabilize something within 5 to 10 car lengths, then you just start lifting off really early, coasting in the corner, not using any brakes, saving those, and just keep the roll speed up. But then I felt like I might have done a little too much of that in the race because I think I might have worked the right front a little too hard. So it's a hard balance and trying to do all that, but obviously learn from that one, then you just get better for the next one.
Yeah, and you're giving up a little bit here, so you got a little more over there. It's got to be a tough thing to balance out when you're behind the wheel of that race car. Handling-wise, sounds like you were good the whole day. Did you have to tweak on it much?
No, honestly, we didn't do anything. It was a very easy day that way. We got our tires sized right and just did like 5 laps every practice, just enough to say we were there and make sure the track wasn't changing. So we kind of had an easy day, like I said, between that and then the heat race. We were able to pass 2 cars and it put us on the pole and just kind of managed the race. So that's an easy day. That don't always happen like that. Obviously, there'll be it'll be different, but sometimes it's nice to kind of start a little further back and then you're not pushing as hard as the guys out front, but kind of take the cars for what they are and go with it.
You'd be driving the competitors nuts when you only go out there and do a handful of laps and then come back in and show the speed that you have in the 83 car. That's really got to be daunting for those guys that you're competing against.
Yeah, I guess I would imagine so. For us, like I said, just making sure the track's the same, but the car was great. And obviously knowing last year the balance stays good on long runs. So it just comes up to how I drive it through the race, and it determines whether you're using a lot of right front or using a lot of right rear. So I don't feel like there was a lot of tack on the track. So we were kind of using more right front than I think we did the last race. So going back, we'll have to kind of readjust a little bit, but it's good. It's good for us as King Competition to have such strong runs with our cars. But it kind of makes me a little nervous with Gosby and even Tanton Woolridge having such strong runs, and really only for Dylan it's his second race in one of our cars, and for Tanton it's pretty early in his career. So it tells me that I got to stay on top of things if I want to stay on top.
Oh yeah, big time. You got to do your homework and you got to hit your marks every time. And Cory Hall, that's what I like about watching you. And I have watched in a lot of races. You do that. You hit your mark each and every time. And that's so vitally important. To have success, you have to be consistent. And that's one of your shining attributes. You do hit the marks. And when you're on, it's pretty damn tough. You always do the right thing, though, and leave the guy a lane. If the guy is going to get by you on the high side, then here you go. Have at her.
Yeah, I always try to race with respect, and it's good. That race was great between Dylan and Tanton. We restarted side by side a few times and never had any issues. And the last restart, I picked the outside, and Gosby was on the inside, and I had enough trust in him that he wasn't going to just go in there and clear me out. So had it been someone else, you obviously would change your approach. But to have competitors like that you can race with and trust that they're going to race you clean and not kind of try and steal one.
Yeah, exactly. Now that's two different series. You've got the Pro Stock Tour cars that are Halifax and, well, they're everywhere where the Super Late Model Series is as well, I guess. But you got 2 different series. How much difference is there in the actual race car going from series to series? Is there zero change? They're identical?
Yeah, there's zero change. The rules are all basically the same now. They've done a great job of kind of incorporating all that. So it's a very easy changeover. All the weights and the weight penalties and all that are the same. So that makes it easy, obviously, for them to work together like that. And then going to all the tracks that we run is, you just a matter of different drivers and learning how they all race and knowing how they race is a little bit different.
And Cory, you said right off the top of the season that you were going to be a pick and choose sort of deal this year. You were going to look at it and say, yeah, I'm going to go do that one, or I'm going to wait until the next one. That's what you've been doing so far. And look at success is right there. When is your next race? You're going to get a couple more in before IWK or what?
Yeah, so our next one planned was going to be the Riverside opener, just as a tune-up for the 250. But with how good the car was in Scotia and now having another one in PEI, our budget's a little bit better. So we were able to make a little bit of money, so that makes us want to spend a little bit of money. So we decided to go back to Scotia for the tour race, Pro Stock Tour, and we'll run that. And then that'll give us a string of races where we'll be racing basically all tour races up until I think they're not like one of the PEI races I wasn't planning on running. So then we'll have to kind of make a decision. If the points look good, we might have to keep running them all.
Yeah, absolutely. And why wouldn't you, right? That's what you want to do is race. And when you're there and you're competitive, that's what you want to do. That's what you're born to do, really. A guy like you, you absolutely eat it up. How was the crew? Do you got the same crew guys race after race, or is there some jockeying that goes on there too?
Yeah, there's a little bit of movement going on there. Just, obviously everyone in the racing community, some people, run themselves or have other team, cars. So when we were in Scotia, unfortunately, the Speedway Series was the same day. And one of our crew guys is also the main guy on Tanton and the 01 teams. So Robbie wasn't with us at either. And then Ron Lane would have been in Petty both times, so we were a little short. But our kind of main couple of guys, we had Scott Alexander spotting and Dylan and Daniel helping on, of course, always my father's there with us as well. So that's kind of our key guys, and then we kind of add on as schedules allow.
Cory, how cool would it be if you could get the triple done, right? It's the main talk out there in the Maritimes. If you can win the Cat 250, well, it's not Cat 250 anymore. It is the Summer Clash 250. Then you've got the IWK 250. And then Brett Roy at Speedway 660. It used to be the Peterbilt 250, and now it's just the 250. How special would it be to get the triple?
Yeah, that would be huge. Obviously, the rarity of that is pretty high, but we strive to obviously win every race. So we keep putting ourselves in good positions and keep getting better at managing races. I think the opportunity's there. The cars are capable, obviously, and we just have a couple of guys that are going to be hard to beat, and a lot of the time it comes out of our stables. So. But that makes a lot of pride in us, and obviously, if I'm going to win a race, I want it to be because I've done the best job, and not because of a car advantage. So, we look forward to. Obviously, I look forward to the challenges, and as a team, we try to make it all work and fit everybody's driving styles and all that. Obviously, we'll change certain things with the setups, but. It'd be really cool to do them all. But the chances are slim, but we're definitely going to try. And obviously with the Mike Stevens being 254 now, that's kind of almost a fourth to that group of races, which would be near impossible. But for now, we're going to try and focus on the two that I haven't won yet.
Yeah, and that would be the way to do it. And then take it from there. to see how things develop. I'm trying to think of the last guy that would have done. I know it has been done where you get the triples, but I'm trying to remember what. Maybe it was Scotty Fraser, right? Oh, we lost Cory Hall. Not quite sure how we lost Cory Hall, but we have lost him. Cory, well, you can't hear us, so what we're going to do is we're going to hit a quick break on race time. We'll try and either reestablish connection or we'll call it a day with Cory Hall. He did a fantastic job all weekend long, comes away with the win, and I know we're going to have Cory Hall back at some point. Stay with us, everybody. We will be back.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Leaf Racewear. Fuel your passion and confidence at LeafRacewear.com. We're an essential part of any team.
The IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship is on Rev TV. Catch all the action live with full race coverage of the high-stakes action that North America's leading sports car series delivers. 4 classes, world-renowned drivers, and leading manufacturers putting it all on the line to be champions. IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, right here on Rev TV.
It's time for over 30 years. Quick fire starters have fueled this sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your quick fire starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick fire starters. No harmful chemicals and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick fire starters, the world's best fire starter.
The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV. Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country. Racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV. Brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
There's work and there's fun. Both require the right equipment. Since 1955, Ed Stewart's Equipment has specialized in both, with a full lineup of Kubota, Honda, Stihl, New Holland, and most selections are in stock, ready to go, with 4 locations to serve you. 2 in Erin, Cookstown, and Stayner. It's Stewart's Equipment. With the right equipment, work can be fun.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere, doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. Stop by a Napa Auto Parts store. You can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores, New Glasgow, Antigonish, and Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. You can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. Napa Auto Parts Stores, Port Hawkesbury, New Glasgow, and Antigonish, Nova Scotia. And by Canadian Tire Motorsport Parks at CanadianTireMotorsportPark.com.
Your weekly fix of newsmakers and news breakers is found right here. We call it Race Time Radio with your host, Joe Chisholm.
And welcome back, one and all, to Race Time Radio. So glad you could tune in here tonight. I think I've got it figured out. I think maybe Cory Hall's phone did the old bail. I think maybe it ran out of gas. That's what I'm kind of thinking, because I don't think that's ever happened to us in the past, where all of a sudden, guest gone. But we will get Cory back on this show. He's going to win more races, I can guarantee it. And I think I got all the info I could out of him before he exited. But what do you say we continue on right here with our Stewart's Equipment hot seat interview? And tonight, It's with a red-hot Carson Nagy, driver of the 93 in the DAYCO Superstock Series, goes to victory lane again at Peterborough Speedway to kick his season off with the series. Does it in convincing style at Peterborough. He joins us now. What's going on, Carson? How are you, kiddo?
Good. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Man, you had the orange crate just a humming last night.
Yeah, it was working really good for us all day. You know, we were tweaking with it a bit right before qualifying there, but whatever we did, it worked perfectly for the rest of the night.
Yeah, you nailed it. Now, I don't believe there was a caution in that race, was there?
No, that's great about this series is we're a group of really, really tough competitors, but a lot of these races end up going green to checkered.
Yeah, 50 laps goes by in a hurry when you guys are getting it on like you were last night. It's been a good start for you this year. Now, I haven't seen you in victory lane at Delaware Speedway, but really, Carson, you're one of a few that is running at their home track and doing the series or special events, at least so far. How has it been for you?
Yeah, it's been a really good start to the year. We started off our first two Delaware races, both with finishing second. And then we went up to Peterborough, picked up our first win of the year, and then we're back to Delaware for the next 2 weeks. Round 3 for the home track stuff and round 2 for the DAYCO series. So we're running really good. We got a really good piece under us, and hopefully we can pick up our first win at Delaware this weekend.
Yeah, well, hey, Trevor Culver's been one tough cookie in that #1 car, and he's concentrating right there at Delaware Speedway. They have a child on the way, so he said, no touring for me. I'm going to be just sticking close to home. But Carson, Friday nights at Delaware Speedway or the DAYCO Super Series, it's a tough deal. Both of them are.
Yeah, it's great. You know, the weekly competition at Delaware, it's second to none. You know, you got like 10 guys that can go out and win a feature on any given night. And same with the DAYCO Superstock guys. We were in qualifying yesterday. We were within 0.2 of a second between first and last. So it's both great fields, and I just love being a part of it.
Incredible. Gotta love it when it's that tight. How were your times, Carson, this year versus what they were last year? I know you won both. Or what is this, 4 in a row that you've done at Peterborough Speedway? I think I heard Adam allude to.
Yeah, I think Jamie told me at the end of the night, 5 trips we've been there, we were able to win 4 times. So we've had a pretty good run going at Peterborough lately. We haven't really changed a whole lot. You know, there was a couple rule changes at the end of last year that we had to change. But you know, I wish we tossed what we were doing out 3 years ago. We haven't had it working this good before. You know, we're running better than ever, and we're just in a really good spot right now for Superstock racing.
Did you do a time comparison from the times that you were running in the notebook from last year and then the times that you rolled last night?
Yeah, they were identical. Like last year we qualified at, I believe, was like a 6.5, 0.65. This year our pole was a 14.62. So really close times, identical. And yeah, just glad we can keep that momentum rolling.
I would say that's kind of cool. Same crew guys this year, Carson? You got the same nucleus, or did you add anybody this year?
Yeah, no, it's just me, my brother, racing and working on the cars. Then my dad and Nate Spinks. He's been helping us a ton now for the last few years, and it's just us 4 rolling around all across Ontario having some fun.
Yeah, you're doing an amazing job too. Carson's brother is Hudson Nagy. He has struggled the last 2 years, but I'm seeing signs that it looks like the old Hudson is back.
Yeah, we're getting there. I think we found a really big issue today. We're working on the cars, getting them ready for Friday night. But you know, we're gonna try another swing for Friday and see what happens. It's been really frustrating with the 36 car lately.
Oh yeah, it's got to be. It would be driving Hudson nuts, just flat out driving him crazy because he's used to having success. And let's face it, you guys make your own success behind the wheel of the race car. There's no 2 ways around it, but you have to have a piece under you that's going to stay under you for the length of that race. And like the 93 car, man, you looked really, really strong last night.
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't expecting it to be that good. You never go into a race weekend thinking your car is going to be perfect and you're not going to have to change nothing. And I think we did the slightest change you could ever do to a race car all day yesterday. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun up at Peterborough last night.
Well, a little bit of air pressure adjustment and try that, and away you go. What's it like, Carson, when the temperature drops? It happens every time you're at a racetrack and you're running from daylight into night. Now, we're at the longest, our days are the longest right now, and they will be until the 21st, and then they start shortening up. But what's it like when the temperatures drop? Does your 93 car make big changes, or is it very subtle?
It's very subtle. We've found once the temperature starts to drop later in the year, our car kind of comes to life, just like everybody's, the motor runs a bit better. You're always going to be a little bit quicker, but that's kind of where we found the most success is later in the year, and everything kind of is just working, firing on all 8 cylinders, right?
Yeah. And you got the same chassis this year. Whose chassis is under you?
Yeah, it's a McCall Racing chassis. We had it built back in 2021 and took us a couple years to kind of get our hands on it and get it settled. And now that we have it working good, we got a really good base going into each week.
Same thing for Hudson. Has he got a McCall too?
Yeah, so Hudson's car is Chase Pinsonneault's old car, his old super
right.
stock from running Flamborough in Delaware. And, we brought it out for a couple of races at the end of 2023, and it was a rocket ship, but now just struggling, fighting with it.
Well, yeah, but it was motor related, right? He had a miss in it, couldn't get the miss out of it. And, I look at the 17 Pro Late of Josh Stoddy. He was having fits there a couple of weeks ago. They chased it for 2 solid days and couldn't get the miss out. And they changed everything but the motor.
Yeah, by the time we find it, it'll be something really stupid simple. But for now, we're still thrashing, trying to figure it out.
So Friday night comes up. Is it, did you say a 75 or is that 75 is for the late models, right? Like for the pro lates? How long is your race?
Yeah. So Friday, we have a 30 lapper, just normal weekly show. And then the following week is another 50 lapper for us for the DAYCO series.
Now, how do you get your start? Like, I know you run heat races. Do they do any invert when it comes feature time at Delaware?
Yeah, so to set the starting order for the feature, it's the top 4 from the first heat, followed by the top 4 from the second heat, and so on. So if I finish 4th in my heat, I'll end up starting 8th.
Yeah, so it's kind of a fair system. You know what you're gonna. You know where you're going to start based on your results. And that's kind of cool that you know at least what to expect.
Yeah, and it's really cool that Delaware makes guys, really try to push in a heat race. Some guys, they just like to ride around, but at Delaware, there's no time for that. You got to try to get to the front of those races, and it makes for a good show.
Yeah, it sure does. I love watching it. Friday nights, you got to be there. Have a look at Delaware Speedway. And if you can't be there, it's Delaware Speedway on Rogers. Chris Soares and just the whole group does a fantastic job with that broadcast. I love being at the track, but hey, if you can't, that's a good way to take it in. You guys do a phenomenal job on the track, too. How about Nick Ramsey? Like, the guy is lighting the lamp this year. He's right there, and he was again last night.
Yeah, I'm pumped for those guys. I know Nick's been out of competition for a couple of years due to some health issues, but now that he's back in the seat, they really got that car working good, and Nick's on fire lately.
Yeah, and how about at Sunset Speedway, the 60 car? Bailey, man, that thing is there consistently in that 3rd slot. That's what it seems like. That car isn't going to finish 4th. It isn't going to finish 2nd. It's in 3rd, and that's where it stays. Have you had a time in your career where that is the case? Man, you can't get out of that slot.
Man, the last couple of weeks at Delaware's felt like that, finishing 2nd twice in a row, once to Nick, once to Trevor. But yeah, even last year, trying to chase down Trevor all last year, I think we had a bunch of 2nd place, 3rd place finishes. You almost kind of get stuck in that slump of just kind of being right there, but not quite having enough. But, I'm sure Bailey Jacobs and his team will be able to get that sorted out. And I think I can see him picking up a win this year.
That'd be kind of cool to see him at Delaware. We don't see the 60 car up there other than, I guess, when the series comes through, right? Then you get him. But I haven't seen him there on a Friday night. At least I can't recall seeing him on a Friday night.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to race with a bunch of guys through the DAYCO series that I don't get to race with often. Like even Colin Everingham, he helped us out a ton last year, and he's just running up at Sunset. And last week was the first time I was able to race with him, other than like just outside of the DAYCO series or being up at Sunset. And he's been doing really good as well. I'm pumped for him and that he's got his program working good.
Yeah, he sure does. Doing a fantastic job. It'll be cool, and it will be cool as the season unfolds here. Hopefully, one of these days, Carson, we can get all you guys back at one Speedway and go for the whole enchilada again. That would be too cool for school. So, your next race is Delaware Speedway. You plan on doing the DAYCO series, the whole thing, and Friday nights at Delaware. Any other ones that you've got sort of benchmarked?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get out to a couple of the Flamborough Speedway super stock races. I know Justin Collison's been doing a great job with those. I'd like to try to get out to one before the DAYCO race at Flamborough. Another one, that Sauble 75 lapper put on by Stewart's. I'd love to get out to there. And I think we have that circled on our schedule, but we got to see if we can make it that far in one piece. And, we're just going with the flow, going week to week and see what happens.
Well, you're doing a dynamite job, my friend. Good on you for that, and much continued success. And thanks so much for the time tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'd just like to thank my sponsors real quick. HumberviewParts.ca, Tyler Liscombe over at Overkill Enterprise. He came on board this year. Queenston Chevrolet, Pure Energy Dance Studio. My mom, my dad, couldn't do it without them. My brother, Nate, everybody who comes out to help us out. And again, thanks for having me.
You want to believe it. That is Carson Nagy. Watch, he's going to be a frequent guest here on Race Time. He gets into this groove, right? And Carson wins and wins and wins. It sounds like Hudson could be also jumping into the mix. And then you got Culver and you got Ramsey and so many good names. Third on Saturday night was Lane Zardo in the 36 car. So he isn't going to stay back there in that third slot long. Lane Zardo's going to be making his way up there too. Going to be kind of busy at the front of the field in every one of these races. Just too cool to see. Another quick break. When we come back, this will be our final break of the night. And when we do come back, we're going to have, we got Brendan McFarlane going to join us. He's going NASCAR Canada racing at Sunset Speedway next weekend. But he's going to stop here first, and we'll talk to him about it. Stay with us, everybody. Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Stewart's Equipment with 4 locations, 2 in Erin, Cookstown, and Stainer, featuring Kubota, turn faster, cut smarter, power up for spring, celebrating 70 years, servicing South Central Ontario since 1955. It's at Stewart's Equipment.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere, doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. Stop by a Napa Auto Parts store. You can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores, New Glasgow, Antigonish, and Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. You can count on Napa know-how.
The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV, Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country, racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV. Brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
It's time for over 30 years. Quick fire starters have fueled the sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your quick fire starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick fire starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick fire starters, the world's best fire starter. Going sprint car or modified racing? GSR chassis are for you. With countless hours in R&D, engineered data, and telemetry, GSR chassis are driven to win with the best materials, handcrafted by qualified technicians, manufactured to precise specifications. Every GSR chassis comes with technical support. Chassis are sold as a roller or turnkey, ready to take the green flag. To beat the best, you need the best with GSR chassis. There's work and there's fun. Both require the right equipment. Since 1955, Ed Stewart's Equipment has specialized in both, with a full lineup of Kubota, Honda, Stihl, New Holland, and most selections are in stock, ready to go. With 4 locations to serve you, 2 in Erin, Cookstown, and Stayner. It's Stewart's Equipment. With the right equipment, work can be fun.
Your weekly fix of newsmakers and newsbreakers is found right here. We call it Race Time Radio with your host, Joe Chisholm.
And welcome back, one and all, to Race Time Radio. Happy Father's Day. How about that? It's been a fun day. We've had lots of racing. Still got more to come tonight. Slinger is going to be at 7 p.m. It's getting close, right? And you don't want to miss it. Get to tracktv.com, and you'll be able to watch it all live. But our next guest just made my day today when I opened up and seen the release. We got Brandon McFarlane coming all the way from Newfoundland, and he will be at Sunset Speedway in an EHR car. He did really good there the last time the series visited Sunset. He's going back. He wants more of it. Let's welcome in Brandon McFarlane. What's going on there? Winging it? How are you?
Good, Joe. How you doing?
Good, man. It's been too long, Brandon. We haven't spoke. How's your dad? How's your mom? How's your sister? Everybody doing well?
Oh, yeah. Everyone's doing great. Yeah. Parents are super busy. Busy myself, just building a new garage at the house and stuff. So, been plugging along, everything's going great.
That's the way to do it. You got to love Newfoundland. I miss all my friends out there, just so you know. I miss those nights at Eastbound International Speedway where you cut your teeth. I was fortunate enough to be there and watch you polish your craft. And, man, you got her. Have you been doing much races, Brent?
No, I haven't actually. We ran a few last year with the Canada Series there, a couple late model races when he's found, but nothing this year. So super excited to get back behind the wheel and, get back to Sunset. I love that track, and, hopefully we can work on it, get a better finish than what we had the last time we were there. So I'm just super pumped for this opportunity.
I guess so. And you're going to make the most of it. I've watched you in a race car lots of times, and you can get the job done. I can guarantee you that. EHR, were you hooked up with them the last time, or you had your own gear then, didn't you?
Yeah, we did have our own gear, and this was a super last minute deal that come through just the weekend, Saturday actually. Jason reached out and they had an opportunity, and they wanted us in the seat there for a race. So super thankful for that opportunity. And Jamie and Jason, they made it a lot easier for me to give a Father's Day gift. So me and the old man are going up to Sunset to do a bit of racing. So you can't top that. So I definitely owe them a thank you for this, opportunity as well.
That's cool. And you're going to make the most. I can guarantee it. So the plan is, when do you come in? Like, are you going to get any test time ahead? Or I guess the NASCAR clocks are they're going to beat you on this one. I don't think you guys can test on your own a week out, right?
Yeah, no, we can't. So we're going to fly in on Friday, get in early Friday. And yeah, we'll be there for the weekend. So I'm sure we'll head over to the shop and just get fitted in the car and get comfortable with all the equipment there. And I think we'll be good.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Qualifying, I guess you'll put a lot of emphasis on qualifying, right? You pass them in qualifying, it makes it a little easier on the racetrack. Where do you think you're going to fit in?
You know, I was looking at the lineup here today, so it's looking like 16 cars, hopefully a few more. You know, it's great to get into the 20, you know, have a big car count. So I'm definitely hoping to be around the top 10 position, just to be able to get in that groove, you know, and you can save your equipment once you're up there. You kind of maintain the speed with those, you know, top 8, top 9 drivers, and just keep rolling and, you know, keep the fenders on it, save the tires, and, you know, save it for the end.
The last time you were up here, I was fortunate enough to be at Sunset Speedway, and I'm going to try and make it out there next Saturday. You can guarantee that. The last time out, though, you and your partner, we had Josh Collins was also at Sunset Speedway, had a decent showing. No sign of Josh this time around?
Not for this weekend. You know, I'm sure you can stay tuned. He might have some, you know, some news coming over the next couple of weeks. Who knows? And I'm not too sure, though, what his plans are 100%. He is running the late models here in Newfoundland, so they were racing today. I'm not quite sure on the results of today's race, but yeah, we're still super close, and we're, you know, working together always and that kind of thing. So,
do you still have your late model that you run at Eastbound?
No, actually, I don't have that car right now. So right now we just have the Canada Series car here at the garage.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I know you're a busy guy, and you're working a lot. Good idea to get out and blow some steam off in the car and go out and have some good results. Sunset Speedway is a tough one to get around, but Brandon, you have this uncanny way of figuring that track out. What is it about Sunset Speedway you really like?
I just like it's a challenging racetrack. You know, 1 and 2 is a little bit different than 3 and 4. And the biggest thing for me, what I took away from the last time we ran at Sunset, is just backing up the entry. You know, I just kind of overdrove it, especially into 1. And it just, you know, causes the car to get a little tight, and then you're snapping loose coming out of 2. So I just think a bit more finesse behind the wheel, just easier on the brake, a little smoother on the gas coming out, just to save the equipment. And, you know, Sunset's a great track. I love it. It's somewhere that, you know, I went to elementary school in Alcona, so super close to the racetrack as well. And we have a wing in it there in Alcona, so it's going to be nice to just get back for that as well.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, you can't beat it. Go into a winging it locations. I know they're in Alberta. There's lots in Newfoundland. They're all over the place. Winging it restaurants, I absolutely love it. When I was out in Newfoundland, Bob Smith, the guy from the Speedway, Bob and I, and usually Mike James, that's where we would meet. Let's meet at Winging It. And we break down what was going to happen that weekend, and a great spot, I can guarantee you that. How about crew for this trip to Sunset Speedway? And it looks like there could be more than one event you're going to be doing this year in NASCAR Canada. Looks like we're going to see you a number of times. How about crew? Who have you got laid out to help you?
So right now it's the EHR crew. So it will be the number 8 car that will be running this weekend. So the crew that runs that. So it's going to be great to, you know, work with that team. I'm super excited. One thing about the HR group, you know, they've made us, you know, feel super, just like family every time we've ever been around with the group, and they're always there to support and always there to help out. You know, even last couple of races when we were on our own, they were just like, you know, that group that was always there to give us a hand when we needed. So just to be able to run the 8 car and run under the EHR banner for me is super exciting.
Yeah, and it's going to be when you see what Danny Chisholm was able to do in the 8 car. He shows up at a race, and I want to say it was Edmonton, that Danny went out there and had a whale of a show, top 3, and did a great job behind the wheel. But that speaks to the equipment that you're going to get in. It's going to be good competitive stuff. Put a good driver behind the wheel. Success is there.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm excited. And EHR is, you know, a top team in the series, and they have been for years. So just the wealth of knowledge that team has it's going to be great.
Will we have winging it on the car? I can well imagine. You got anybody else, or is it going to be a full-fledged winging it number 8?
No, so we will have winging it for sure. We do have Auto Direct. Auto Direct has been with us ever since we pretty well cut our teeth in the Canada Series. They've been supporting us, which is a local company out of Newfoundland, but they export cars from Canada to the United States and across the country as well. So, they have been behind us, and it's amazing to have that home support to follow us on the mainland as well. So super proud to represent Auto Direct. We have Dave's Tirecraft and Fast Eddie Speedway.
Perfect. Good lineup of sponsorship. You got the right guys. Brandon, I'm excited. This is going to be good. I got to be at Sunset to be with you guys. I'm not letting you get into this province and slide out of here without getting together.
No, that's right. We'll have to make it happen. Maybe we'll get down to Alcona after the race Saturday.
There you go. That'd be some
there you
fun.
Go.
Yeah, that'd be a blast.
No, absolutely.
It's been great catching up with you, man. Qualifying is going to be, will you get much practice time the day of? Do you guys, I don't know what kind of time you get.
I believe it was an hour, if my memory serves me correctly. I'm not 100% sure, but, first 5 minutes, just get the feel of the car, just get back into the groove of being behind the wheel and, build from that. So I'm pretty confident we're going to have a good showing, keep the fenders on it. And I think we'll be up there. I'm pretty excited.
I can guarantee you're going to be. Brandon, this has been great catching up. Thanks so much for the time. And we'll see you Saturday at Sunset Speedway.
Absolutely, Joe. Thank you for having me on here.
Brandon McFarland right there is going to be behind the winging at number 8. Going to be exciting. I can guarantee you that. He will get the most out of that car, and he's going to be getting into a good piece. That's all you can ask for. You get those elements, put them together, and as mentioned, watching Danny Chisholm behind the wheel of the 8, Danny's a great wheelman, and he got results. There's no question about it. We're going to see Brandon more than once in NASCAR Canada. At Sunset, you'll see him at Edmonton, and I believe Saskatoon, something like that. I do believe. Another guy that's going to be doing extra duty is Matthew Shirley from Saskatoon. We're going to see Matthew, I believe, is going to be at Sunset. And maybe it was he that was doing the 3 races. I could be getting them confused, but nevertheless, we're going to see them definitely Saturday at Sunset Speedway for NASCAR Canada. I've got some results I want to roll through. It was at Sutherland Automotive Speedway had the 150 just last night, and it was Sam Howlett going to victory lane in the 51 car. The 12 of Matthew Shirley was second. Jimmy Gaunt rolled the dome third in the number 55. Now, Jim has had a great start to the season. He got the win first night out, which was a week ago today. They did get rained out on Saturday, ran the race on Sunday, but it was Jim Gaunt going to victory lane. And just last night, the 150 comes away with a third-place finish. So good kickoff to the season. The Ontario Sportsman Series was on track again last night. Congratulations has to go out to the 33 of Connor James. He went to victory lane. In second was Brandon Patrick. In third spot was Brad Robinson. He ended up finishing third. The Canada Midgets were back at it. How about this? The 42 car. We heard from him last week. Daniel Hahn goes to victory lane once again. Darren McLennan was in second spot. And in third was Jeff Blackburn. So good run for those guys. What else we got? J.R. Fitzpatrick won the super late model race at Flamborough Speedway last night. You can get to Pedal Power 51 and watch all the races from Flamborough Speedway last night. Just get to Pedal Power's
Fitzpatrick going to come off.
I'm going to turn that down. I forgot to do that. But you'll be able to hear Kevin Small, the announcer at Flamborough Speedway. You'll be able to watch all the races that took place just last night. Ingrid does a great job not only filming them, but gets them out there and gets them all loaded up for fans to go back and watch. If you can't be there, it's kind of nice to be able to go back and revisit it. But J.R. Fitzpatrick in the 84 did go to Victory Lane just last night. Who else have I got here? Oh, on dirt. Dylan Westbrook, 47 car, burning it up at the Big O. Lance Erskine went to Victory Lane in the sprint cars. I want to say Beagle got it in Thunder stock. And that's as far as I can go in my mind for the memory bank. But it was a great night for everybody there. They had a great showing. I want to remind you again, Carson Brown wins Madison in ASA Stars Tour competition. And it doesn't end there. They do go back under the green flag in about 5-10 minutes, I do believe. And it'll be live from Slinger. You can watch it. Cars, or not Cars TV. That's the other series. TrackTV.com for all your ASA Stars Tour. They'll have live coverage of absolutely every single lap. They should be on the air right now, actually, and getting ready to go. We got 3 Canadians in the field there. The 28 car is Cole Butcher. He's with Donnie Wilson Motorsports. Then you got Kyle Steckley, the 30 Rhett Jones machine. And then, of course, we heard from the 14 of Chase Pinsonneault. He'll also be in the field. It's going to be interesting. We'll see how the guys make out. Ty Majeski on the pole for this one here tonight at Slinger. But it's 300 laps. Man, anybody can win that. There's so many good competitive cars in that series. It's going to be right off the hook. You want to get your tickets kind of early? Sunset Speedway for NASCAR Canada. You get all the big teams coming in. You can get your tickets early. Get to the Sunset Speedway website. That's where you can grab your tickets. What else do I got? I think that's going to pretty well do it. Want to, again, wish everybody a happy Father's Day. At least all the dads, happy Father's Day. And it's a great day. It's fantastic. But that is going to do it for us tonight on Racetime Radio. Want to thank Susie Q right here in the RTR production room for doing all the graphics and getting us all hooked up with everything. Couldn't do it without Susie, and couldn't do it without you tuning in each and every week here on Racetime Radio. Thanks to Ed and Mike at Rev TV Canada, and just such a good job on the channel, guys. Keep it going. We've got lots of content coming at us, and we absolutely love it. But that is going to do it for us tonight. Have a good one, everybody. We'll catch you next week.
Listening to Racetime Radio. Visit us on the web at www.racetimeradio.com. We hope you'll join us again next time for more Racetime Radio.
Come on now, dig.
Exclusively on your home for the hardcore race fan.
Excellent, buddy, excellent.